From Paulsboro High School in Paulsboro, New Jersey, the Gloucester County Educational Network is proud to present the Claude Kennard MLK Classic in basketball. How you doing, everybody? Tad Kozeniewski along with Scott Chappelear from the New Jersey Times, set for an interesting game here today between two teams in two different groups. Makes for a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, because you have a Group 3 school in Timber Creek, which is actually missing two of its top players. Dominic Reed, McDonald's All-American candidate, torn ACL. He'll be back hopefully in a couple of weeks. And then DeJuan Drennan, who's going to be going to North Carolina to play football, is not going to be back until after he signs his letter of intent. And then on the opposite side, you've got a Pitman team, small Group 1 school that has surprising depth. You know, you have an Eric Stafford, you have Darnell Foreman, who's transferred in from St. Anthony's. It's going to be a great matchup to see just how well these teams compete with each other.
Let's start with the bigger school, Timber Creek. They come in dealing with some injuries, and one player is going to have to carry the load.
Yeah, and so far for them, it's been George Sapp, a senior, small guy, 5'7", leads the team in scoring and assists, 15 points a game. You know, this is his fourth school in 4 years. He just joined Timber Creek back in April, but he's really fit in well with that team and been a big part of the reason why they're at 500 right now.
Pitman, the small team in this game, but not small on the floor. They feature one of the biggest players in the game as well as in South Jersey.
Absolutely. He's just a sophomore. Tim Delaney, 6'9", 220, already getting a lot of looks from a lot of the area, Division I schools, St. Joe's, Temple, Rutgers. Number one in his class as a sophomore, so there's that to go for him too. I get the feeling that as he gets older, he's going to have a lot more schools interested in him. I'm already hearing rumors, but he's going to be a huge factor in this game.
Should be a real fun game here in this tournament here Martin Luther King night. It's going to be Timber Creek versus Pitman. We'll step aside and take a break for this basketball action live again from Paulsboro High School. And welcome back, everybody. The Claude Kennard MLK Classic from Paulsboro High School, as we're just about set for action between Timber Creek and Pitman. Now, an interesting story here, Scott. Timber Creek got here about 10 minutes before we are taping right now, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they come out early in this game.
Yeah, they've actually decided to skip the introductions to get started a little bit closer to on time, so it'll be very interesting to see just how this affects Timber Creek, because they had maybe 5 minutes of warm-up.
There are your starters for Timber Creek. You see them on the screen. The guards are Cornelius and Sapp. Forwards, 3 forwards on the floor, Swift, Lewis, and Grant. They will be in the dark uniforms for Pitman. Dax, Foreman, and Stafford, and Spicer, the guards, and Delaney, number 34, the forward, just a sophomore jumping center. He's the one a lot of people are looking to see, so keep an eye on him as you watch this game. Pitman, Timber Creek here in the MLK Classic. It's tipped out of bounds. He got so high on that one. And a lucky fan with the ball there.
No souvenirs here, I don't believe.
Got to give it back. All right, so Pitman will take possession of the ball. Eric Stafford, a junior, with the ball now. Another highly touted player as well.
Yeah, Eric Stafford has had a great season so far for this team, and nice compliment to Tim Delaney.
Going to get a whistle away from the ball. Goes against Pitman for a push-off underneath the basket. Foul against Trevor Dax, a senior. That's his first and the team's first. So Timber Creek, again, as we mentioned, just off the bus. They have got, I'd be shocked if they get any kind of start here. They quickly get a play off here, though, as Cornelius will take it. They'll set it up. I'll be interested to see how they can try and get around Delaney underneath.
Yeah, they do have some size inside, but nothing, I don't think, to compare with Delaney.
Right now, they spread it all the way out to midcourt to set this up. That's George Sapp. Featured him in the beginning. Dishes off. This is Lewis. Lewis off the glass for 2, his first 2.
It's a nice move there and a good start for Timber Creek.
Interesting how they spread the floor. A little bit of a press on. They get in a nice pass. And out of bounds, standing on the head line was Foreman. It'll be Timber Creek ball.
That's 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for Pitman.
Timber Creek plays the Olympic Patriot. They come in this game 6-6. They are in 3rd place behind Shawnee and Cherry Hill West. So again, just underway here, first quarter. That is a kick as it goes off the foot of Spicer.
Jam-packed gym here from Paulsboro in this MLK Classic here on Martin Luther King night. Man-to-man defense right now for Paulsboro. That's Sapp. 5-second violation against Sapp.
That's some nice defense there. Matt Spicer putting the pressure on and forcing the 5-second call.
Get a good look at the crowd here. Jam-packed only. They've had to make the announcement a couple times. Get to know your neighbor, slide over. A couple big games here. They get it into Delaney. Delaney drives baseline off the glass, in and out. Delaney has the ball, jump ball. Now we're going to get a foul called. It might be against Delaney. Now check that, Timber Creek, but not against Delaney. Ooh. So Delaney's going to pick up his first foul, and Coach Crawford of Pitman can't believe it. There's a good shot at Delaney.
Tell you what, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Joel Grant is currently on him, 6'4", senior. But obviously nothing compared to the size of Delaney.
Sapp into the corner. This is Swift for three. Kaboom. Sameen Swift for three. It's 5-0 Timber Creek.
And Sameen Swift, second leading scorer on this team, 12 points a game. They're off to a great start for having just gotten off the bus.
It might become a regular tradition for them. Pitman looking for their first points. We're going to get a hand check foul against Swift. That'll be his first and the team's first.
Tell you what,
Coach Bolds there for Timber Creek, keeping his team in check.
You know, it's interesting to see Pitman get off to this kind of a start. I mean, I almost wonder if maybe they had to wait too long for this game to start, and it's going to take them a little bit to kind of get into the flow of the game.
It's a real good point. Here comes Delaney. Gets his own rebound. Backs it in. He's blocked, and they're going to call it jump balls. It was blocked by Joel Grant. So Delaney not off to a good start.
Joel Grant's done a great job on him early on, you know, drawing the foul and then getting the jump ball call on that play.
So Timber Creek with possession. They lead at 5-0, 5:45 to play, first quarter. Sapp runs the offense. Goes baseline, swings it out. This is a 2, in and out. Nice rebound there by Pitman. Swinging far side, kick out for 3, and it falls home nicely for Stafford, and Pitman is on the board.
That was a nice shot, got the friendly shooter's roll, even though it's not his home gym.
Travel and a turnover against Jeff Lewis. So Pitman gets their first good look, and Stafford puts it home. Stafford, number 1 in his junior class, as we mentioned, recruited by a lot of Ivy League schools.
And averaging 19 points a game for this team.
And Stafford with the ball right now. Cuts it into the lane. Spin move, takes it in, and he traveled, I believe. Yes, he did. Took the extra step.
You know, in talking to Coach Bolds prior to the game, you know, obviously Delaney comes up in conversation as a matter of course, but he talked about how much he was worried about Stafford's impact on this game, figuring Delaney will get his points over the course of the game, but Stafford was somebody they really wanted to try and limit as much as possible.
And keep in mind, Stafford is a junior, Delaney is a sophomore. Coach Crawford said they're going to be better next year. This is a 2, that's an air ball, rebounded by Delaney.
And Pitman, I think they're...
Nice block, swatted away by Lewis. Delaney. He is fouled, and a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play. That's the first 2 of the game for Delaney.
A great play there to grab that loose ball.
And we're going to get our first timeout of the game with 4:28 to play in the first quarter as we look at it again.
And he has such a great touch around the basket. Normally that'd be a shot you'd put off the glass, but
it's one of those early shots we had where he just missed it.
And that's an interesting call for him to get the foul on that play there when the other player was reaching for the ball and was standing out of bounds at the time.
Yeah, that's why Coach Crawford was a bit upset. You see Coach Crawford in the middle of your screen. In fact, the delay was so long, Coach Crawford was out here shooting shots with the kids before the game. Coach Crawford, a Camden Catholic graduate, his father is about to win his 700th
700th game in high school.
Actually just did win his 700th game last week. And right after Kevin Crawford won his 100th game the week before.
That is amazing. There's going to be a whole lot of wins between father and son in that combination. So Delaney now to the free throw line. Delaney averages 21 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. Looking for point number 3. Pitman's now up by 1.
That's a nice job of them shaking off that slow start.
So Pitman gets their first lead of the game here in the first quarter. So far, Timber Creek spreading it out a little bit. Sapp swings it over for Swift.
I think they're trying to take advantage of that man-to-man defense and see if they can find some holes there.
Trying to go inside, and there's a giveaway. Pitman ball. There's the old zig instead of zag play. Pitman now trying to increase the lead. You see they lead at 6-5. Stafford challenged by Swift.
And right there with the ball is the third man of this 3-man attack for Pitman, Darnell Foreman.
Delaney takes that away, and a chance for another 3-point play. Delaney now with 5 as you'll count the basket. You'll get one more.
That's going to be on Grant. So, now that Delaney seems to have established himself and gotten the lid off the basket, seems like he's really trying to establish his dominance inside.
Delaney trying for point number 6, and he gets it. It's now 9-5, Pitman with the lead. Delaney was 6 of the 9.
And that's maybe one of the most impressive parts of his game is as a big man, you have to be able to hit those free throws when you get fouled and go to the foul line as much as he does.
Nice, easy shot, too. Timber Creek trailing it by 4 here in the first quarter. 3-pointer by Swift, no good. Rebounded nicely by Foreman. Here comes Pitman with the lead. Foreman drives, and he is fouled beforehand. So Timber Creek piling up a few fouls here early on. There you see Coach Crawford. We were talking about him earlier. Foul against Brandon Cornelius. The senior picks up his first.
You see Victonio Pratt and Keith Washington come into the game.
You saw Crawford's lifetime record, 74 and 13. 3-pointer is off. Kaboom! Darnell Foreman.
He's been the third leading scorer on this team and has averaged 15 points a game since coming over.
12-5. Leading it now is Pitman. Timber Creek going to have to do some catching up here. Can't quite get it inside yet.
And they have Victonio Pratt in there now on with Delaney on him, and Pratt's another 6'8" player.
Swift drives, he was fouled, so Swift will go to the free throw line. That may have been against Stafford. If it is, that's his first, and it is. Yeah. Team's third.
And I think that may where Timber Creek has to try and make some impact is driving the lane, getting fouls, and getting to the free throw line, because the outside shots aren't falling anymore for him right now.
Sameen Swift to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. Makes his first. Here it is again. Good drive there. Gets him to the foul line.
And after missing his last couple of three-point attempts, I think he had to do that to try and get back in rhythm.
Misses his second. So Pitman holding the lead. They lead at 12-6. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Right now, Victonio Pratt is playing Delancey. There's a 3-pointer. Kaboom! Eric Stafford now with 6. Man, nothing but net on that shot. Substitution into the game for Pitman. Number 21, Andrew Sawyer, a junior. He replaces Matt Spicer, also a junior.
And number 32, Juan Hemingway, in for Timber Creek.
2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 15-6, Pitman.
Tell you what, when you have the driving and rebounding ability of an Eric Stafford inside, and they can hit a 3-point shot like that,
they're going to be tough to stop.
Now you can see why Bowles was so worried about him.
This is Swift.
Swift drives the paint, gets the shot off, no good. Loose ball, and we're going to get a foul, I believe, against Trevor Datz. If it is, that's his second. So Datz with 2. The team now has 4. Timber Creek looking for anything offensively. Looks like it's a lot of Samin Swift. He's number 0. Here's Sapp. Sapp drives over for Swift. 15-footer, no good. Pitman grabs it and saves it. Here comes Foreman, running the floor all the way up for Stafford for 3. Short. Good rebound by Timber Creek, who gives it away for a second. Now the ball is loose, and we're going to get a foul. As reaching in, Trevor Datz has just picked up his 3rd foul.
Wow. That was a great play by Sawyer on that outlet pass to knock it away.
So into the game now, Dave Collingsworth, a junior, replaces Datz, who is a senior.
And I tell you what, you can't normally say this with Pitman about a lot of teams, although with Stafford and Delaney, but with their other guards, they're usually a smaller team, but they compare pretty favorably height-wise to Timber Creek, and that seems to be affecting Timber Creek's ability to get into their offense.
A little more than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Timber Creek with the ball, trying to get something going on offense. Baseline driving as Washington kicks it back out. Wide open in the corner for 3, and it's short. Delaney lost it, and it's picked up by Collingsworth.
Tell you what, that's going to be really interesting to watch as the game goes on, as Delaney's presence in the middle caused him to start to drive and then kick it back out. They don't even want to have anything to do with him in the middle.
Inside, Stafford kicks it back out. You hear one shot by Coach Crawford. 26 seconds remaining first quarter.
Since that opening 5-0 Timber Creek run, Pitman a 15-1 run in response.
13 seconds, first quarter. Stafford tied up, gets it to Foreman. 8 seconds. Foreman drives off the glass, and he is fouled on the play by Juan Hemingway, who picks up his first foul.
Nice play by Foreman, and you saw Delaney set the screen for him to try and give him the baseline.
So Darnell Foreman, a junior, to the free throw line. He has 3 points tonight. Foreman averages 13 points a game. He's a transfer. Has only played in 7 games thus far.
See the drive there, and just a little bit of a bad angle to make the shot, but he did draw the foul.
Yeah, you see Foreman, he'll get one more. He's just a junior.
Rob Hobbs just came into the game for Pitman.
4 seconds on the clock here in this first quarter. Foreman able to get that. He now has 5. Full court pressure on. Coming away with it here is Sapp. Just before the buzzer, this will count, and it does not go through. So we have played 1 quarter of action here from Paulsboro. Pitman leads it 17-6. You're watching high school basketball on the Gloucester County Educational Network. Kozeniewski, Scott Chappelear back with you here in the Gloucester County Educational Network. We start the second quarter. Pitman leading Timber Creek by a score of 17-6. Inside they go. Delaney, he now has 8. You just can't stop him.
Jeff Lewis at 6'3", just not a great matchup for him.
19-6 Pitman. What a run they are on right now. Around the perimeter. This is an NBA 3. No good. Barely catch the rim. And you're going to get a foul against Keith Washington. Now that's going to be against Pitman. Check that. Goes against Eric Stafford, who just picked up his second foul.
Wow.
Because going in there wildly was Washington, but the referee says no. This is a 2-pointer, and it's in for Swift, who now has 6. He has 6 of his team's 8 points.
And I tell you, without either Grant or Victonio Pratt on the floor, this is a much smaller lineup and something that Delaney should be able to exploit.
He's matched up against Lewis right now. They get it into him. Delaney spins, one-hander, no good. Timber Creek comes away with the loose ball. Here's Swift behind the back. Nice pass to his left, and it's laid in by George Sapp, his first 2.
Sapp, the leading scorer for this team, he's going to have to provide some offense to help get them back into this game.
Man-to-man defense for Timber Creek. Pitman by 9, driving in here is Stafford, and he converts. He now has 8.
And I tell you, that's what having Delaney and Foreman out there on the floor and drawing so much attention can do, is that just the seas parted and left him a wide open lane to the basket.
Timber Creek calls time, 6:32 remaining in the first half. Pitman leads it 21-10, and boy, I'll tell you what, we were talking about the importance of Stafford and Delaney. They have so we look at this play here again by Stafford.
And the defense down the lane had moved out to pay attention to the other players, and the seas just opened for him.
We were talking about here before the game started, a couple big-name college coaches here. Right now, Fran Dunphy in the crowd from Temple watching this game. John Giannitti, one of the other coaches in Philadelphia college sports, this game as well. So you can see all the attention these Pitman players bring.
And they may not be here just for this game. They may be here for the next one as well.
There you see Fran Dunphy on the left. He's actually checking his phone down there, looking at his notes.
He is not asleep.
Up there you go, looking at the notes, looking back up, texting his assistant coaches. You got to see this guy. We want him. 6:20 and counting to play until the half. Timber Creek with the ball. They trail at 21-10. Sapp. Challenged by Foreman into the corner. Swing it out now for Swift. Swift into the lane, loses the handle, gets it back, and misses the easy lay-in. Collingsworth swings in the corner. This is a 3. Kaboom! Oh my. Darnell Foreman now with 8 points.
This team is just so dangerous, especially in transition.
How did they lose a game? They've lost a game to Pennsgrove thus far this season.
And Pennsgrove's another one of the top teams in South Jersey Group 1.
And we're going to get a block. I believe this is going against Delaney. We'll see. Now, this is going against Stafford. If it's him, it's his 3rd.
Wow, that is a huge impact.
Yes, it is. It's Stafford's 3rd foul.
Goodness, at least one of those fouls was on a loose.
He was actually backing away. The referee says no. As Lewis goes to the free throw line, he misses. Unofficially, out of Timber Creek, 1 for 5 from the free throw line as Stafford takes a seat, and into the game will be Matt Spicer. There you see Jeff Lewis, senior, averaging 7 points a game. He has 2 tonight. That's his 3rd.
And it looks like they're going back to the full court press this time.
Well, when you're smaller, you would have to think you're quicker. That would be the way to do it. Across the timeline is Foreman. Foreman may do this himself. Good double clutch, but he's short. And a travel is trying to grab that one and going down was Lewis.
Tough break for Lewis there. He made a nice rebound to that play. And
you see Lewis going up against the big man Delaney. Alley-oop to Delaney. Lewis gets a piece of it too. It's loose, reverse layup, missed. And then tapped home nicely by Foreman. Foreman with 10. Timber Creek right back at it, laying it in nicely is Cornelius. That's his first 2.
that's a good job by them to get right back and get back on the board.
5 minutes to go here until the half. 26-13, Pitman with the lead. Here's Delaney, spinning. Whoops, that could be backcourt. Now they say it was deflected. The referee says deflected. Now Foreman will set it up. Inside, Delaney back to Foreman. He had a 3 if he wanted, now he'll set it up.
The pass was right at his feet, he couldn't control it.
And we get a carry against Foreman. In the game for Timber Creek, Wendell Thomas Jr. He replaces Samin Swift, who sits with 6 points.
So this lineup gets even smaller.
Yeah, there isn't anybody up in the stratosphere with Delaney. Thinking about three for a second was Cornelius. He gets it back, drives the lane off the glass and count it.
Wow.
Nice job by Brandon Cornelius.
He's really provided a spark.
I believe Collingsworth has just picked up his first foul. So some fouls starting to mount up for Pitman as you look at Brandon Cornelius.
Yeah, and if, with Timber Creek already in the bonus, they've got to take advantage of that. They have not shot well from the free throw line so far.
Cornelius now with 5. They are now 3 for 7 from the free throw line. 26-16, Pitman with the lead in the ball.
Now notice they had Sameen Swift on Foreman before he came out of the game, and now they have Jeff Lewis on Foreman.
Foreman going to convert and try for a third point at the foul line. Foul goes against Jeff Lewis, his first.
It seems like Timber Creek's trying to match up larger players on him, but that time he just blew right past. Got the pass to Delaney at the corner and got the pass back and had the open lane to the basket.
Foreman now with 13 points. 29-16 Pitman. About the halfway mark here in the second quarter.
Timber Creek's really just got to find a way to stop them a couple of possessions to be able to get back into this game. They can't trade baskets.
It's easier said than done, though.
Definitely.
Here's Sapp into the corner. They go inside. Up against the lane, kick it out. This is a 3 for Cornelius, no good. Pitman on the rebound. Pitman doing a pretty nice job of spreading the floor against this man defense. Oh, trying to get a backdoor pass there. Able to hold on to it, though, was Foreman.
And even with the smaller lineup, Delaney's been coming up to the foul line.
Foul against Jeff Lewis. That is his second. Team 7th. So to the free throw line will be Tim Delaney with 8 points tonight. As we mentioned, Delaney averages 21 a game. Sub into the game is Victorino Pratt. Placing, also coming in the game, here's the name of the night. Denzel Washington comes into the game, number 2 for Timber Creek. It's a good shot at Tim Delaney. 2 for 2 tonight from the line. 1-1. Delaney with 9.
Seemed to forget that there were 2 foul shots there.
You make one, you get another.
I think they assumed he had already made a basket and was just completing a 3-point play.
He has not missed many tonight. And just a sophomore. Gets that one to roll. 10 points for Delaney. As a team, they're 5 for 6 from the free throw line. In the corner, 3, short. Nice tap out and a rebound, but Pitman steals it away. That's Sawyer.
Couldn't control the board, and Sawyer was there to grab the loose ball.
Pitman with the lead, 31-16.
And with this lead, Pitman can play this patient style of offense and wait for that opening. They don't have to do anything they don't want to do offensively.
Here's Foreman. No hurry at all, as you mentioned. Here's Foreman. Foreman's got some open floor here. He goes for it. Misses it on a wild shot. Oh, Pitman steals it away. And a foul, I believe, against Denzel Washington. So Washington will pick up the foul, and Pitman back to the free throw line.
You'd think a star of his caliber would get the calls from the ref, but
not that one. And now 1-1 again for Pitman. Matt Spicer, his first free throws of the night.
That was a great job of him on that, after Washington got the rebound, to just be in the way and force that turnover and eventually draw the foul.
Spicer looking for point number 2. Short on that one. Timber Creek across the timeline. Cornelius, yes. Cornelius has been crafty tonight. He has 7.
He's done a good job so far.
Out of bounds, still Pitman ball.
Unfortunately, they really haven't been able to find another option since he's come into the game here in the second quarter, and he's been it for them.
Good job by Amy, our camera girl down there, to make a stop. Long pass. This could be interesting. And a foul from behind as Victonio Pratt picks up his first, and back to the free throw line, Tim Delaney. He wanted to dunk it, but
Victonio did not want him to dunk it.
And he made a nice clean foul.
I mean, already with a lead like that, and to get the crowd up with a dunk would have really given Pitman a lot of momentum.
He just want to get the official foul call at the scorer's table. That's why the official had to go over. Back into the game, Sameen Swift. Also coming back in, George Sapp Jr. Keith Washington comes out.
And I think you really noticed with the two of them off the floor being the two leading scorers on the team, just how much of their offense suffered without them. Cornelius really the only option.
Delaney in double digits tonight. He has 10. Misses. He's human. Looking for point number 11. As a team, they are now 6 for 9 from the free throw line. Gets that one. So Delaney with 11. 33-18. Pitman leads it. Taken away. They look to send it down. What they hear is Foreman. Foreman triple team. Somebody's got to be open. Wide open far side. This is a three. Kaboom. Andrew Sawyer off the bench for 3.
It just never stops against this team. There's just so many options.
That's actually 2. I apologize. They marked it on the line, so we'll correct that at 35-18. I apologize for our truck there as his foot just went on the line. This Pitman team is tough. Timber Creek trying to figure them out. Here's Sapp. Nice play inside. Reverse into no man's land. And they get it 2 shots off. Can they get a third? They do and miss all 3. And then you're going to get a foul against Victonio Pratt. That'll be his second. It's amazing you get 3 shots off.
That's a shame because Sapp made a great entry pass down low for that initial shot, and then they kept getting the rebound and just could not get it into the basket.
Back to the free throw line, Tim Delaney, 11 points tonight. Delaney just a sophomore. College coaches can't wait to see this guy. Makes another. Here it is again. And Delaney's tough. I don't think you're going to see another set where you're going to get 3 by him again.
Yeah.
Delaney will get 1 more. Delaney now with 13 points. It's been all Pitman. They lead at 37-18. Swift going to foul beforehand on the floor. Darnell Foreman, I believe, has just picked up a foul. No, that's going to be Collingsworth to pick up his second. So the free throw line, Sameen Swift with 6 points tonight. Swift, a transfer from Paul 6, averaging 7 points a game. Makes that one. Here it is again. Well, nice move there.
And you see now with both of them, both him and Sapp back on the floor, they're the ones that are trying to ignite this offense.
8 points now for Swift. They are now 5 for 9 from the free throw line as Keith Washington back into the game. Replaces Wendell Thomas. Full court pressure on. 1:06 to play here in the first half. Now the press is clear. Foreman across the timeline. Good defense thus far by Cornelius. Collingsworth. Big man out with it. Nice pass inside. Good defense, though, to knock it away by Sapp. Here comes Swift. Swift misses. Had to avoid the big man.
Yep. Again, the impact that Tim Delaney has inside. He didn't even move. He just stood there and forced the errant shot.
Final 30 seconds of the first half. Get the pass in to Collingsworth. Thinking about 3 was Castagna. He says no. 17 seconds remaining first quarter, and we're going to foul reaching in against Swift. That'll be his second. Both teams in the double bonus now, so 2 fouls the rest of the way.
I'm not sure if Bolds wanted him to make that foul, but
no. Here's Collingsworth to the free throw line. He makes it. Collingsworth's first points of the night, averages 1 point a game. Two for 2 from the line. You can make your foul shots, you're going to win lots of games. Final 11 seconds. Nice job to cut in. Sap that with 4.
And now Pitman has a chance to get back down in the final seconds.
4 seconds. 3, 2. This will count, and it goes in. Foreman at the buzzer is your leading scorer as we go to the half with 15 points. It's been all Pitman. They lead it 41-22. We'll take a break at the half here in the Claude Kennard Martin Luther King Classic from Paulsboro High School. Again, we're at the half. Paulsboro leads it 41-22. You're watching high school basketball on the Gloucester County Educational Network as Pitman leads this game 41-22. Kozeniewski, Scott Chappelear back with you here. Paulsboro High School, it's Pitman versus Timber Creek in the Claude Kennard Martin Luther King Classic. We're set to start, and we have started the second half with a 41-22 lead by Pitman. Nice rebound underneath, not able to get that to fall. Those baskets have to fall for them.
Absolutely, they can't miss those opportunities inside like that.
Here comes Pitman with their big lead. Spreading the floor, they go inside. Stafford playing with 3 fouls. Kicks it out. Whoops, back to Stafford again. Almost an up and down.
I'll tell you, we kind of joked at the beginning of the game about Timber Creek, and how much they were going to be affected by just getting off the bus right before the game. I don't think it's the bus ride that's affected them. I think it's Pittman's defense and those long arms getting in the passing lanes.
Delaney off the glass now with 15 points. 21-point lead for Pitman. Wow, that was a walk and a half there, but they play on.
I think he had lost control of the ball already, so.
Okay. Reaching in on the foul. There you see your leading scorers.
Darnell Foreman was huge in that first half, and Tim Delaney, after a slow start, really picked things up. Stafford had 8 before he had to sit with foul trouble there in the first half.
Almost knocked away from Foreman.
And that's Cornelius again, providing a spark for this team.
Across the timeline with it is Stafford. Stafford, nice play inside. Delaney fakes and puts it in. Delaney was 17.
Tell you what, that was a great look by Stafford to see him under the basket like that, and then he just patiently waited for both defenders to fly by.
Literally flew by. Thinking about a 3 was Swift. Kicks it back out. Sapp.
And again, you see Sapp start to drive the lane, and then Delaney's just standing 10 feet from the basket, and he immediately turns aside.
Shot no good. Pitman will walk it up the court with a 23-point lead. Pitman 12-1 coming into this game.
And on a 10-game winning streak since that lone loss to Pensgrove.
Delaney blocked. Good job to get up there. Here comes Timber Creek, and that is stolen. And we're going to get a foul against Pitman.
I think it got stolen because Spicer got his hand in there.
That's correct. Spicer picks up his first. Team's first. Couple subs into the game. Timber Creek sending in Juan Hemingway and Wendell Thomas into the game.
And Timber Creek has done a lot of substituting here in this game, but still trying to find somebody that can provide some consistent offense.
Hemingway just came into the game with the ball. Stocky young man. Setting it up now is Washington. Cornelius, no good.
Another one in and out.
And we're going to get a foul reaching in by Cornelius. That'll be his second.
Those inside shots just are not falling. I mean, hardly any shots have been falling for them, but especially those inside shots are just killer.
To their credit, they're getting inside shots. They just can't make them.
Absolutely.
if they make them, this could be at least an interesting game.
Yeah, between that and their free throw shooting, I mean, this could be a much different game.
They are 5 for 9 with their free throw shooting thus far. 5:20 to play, third quarter. Looking to go inside Delaney. Challenging Delaney now is Hemingway. Now switching on him is Lewis. Delaney spins inside move. Blocked away, but a foul as it was blocked by Thomas.
He must have gotten a hand.
Thomas picks up his first.
Looked like a good defensive play by Thomas, but
Delaney was well under the basket, had to reach back.
yeah, and again, they just don't have anyone to compete with his height. And at 6'8", you know, there are guys 4 or 5 inches shorter than him trying to defend him.
Delaney now with 18 points. Here it is again.
Yep, he was too far into the basket and got back up, and
Foul was called.
must have gotten him a bit with the body.
Delaney with 19 points. 47-22 Pitman. Hard to the basket, not able to make that shot is Hemingway.
And again, between Delaney and Stafford there's a lot of height to have to get around.
Stafford's three, no good. Delaney with the rebound and a foul as he was blocked on the play by Lewis. Lewis with 3.
And with somebody like Delaney in the middle, I mean, Stafford can afford to take that outside shot because you've got the tallest player on the floor there to grab the loose ball and the rebound.
Delaney has only missed 1 foul shot tonight, and we jinxed him. He's missed 2. Into the game now is Joel Grant. He'll replace Lewis. Delaney looking for point number 20 right here. And he's got it. It's been all Pitman, 48-22. Driving here is Thomas. This is a 3 for Hemingway. Kaboom! Hemingway's on the board, his first 3.
Nice shot for him. He was taking a couple of outside shots early when he was subbed in the first half, but just couldn't get him to fall.
Stafford inside. Delaney reverses and puts it in. That was pretty.
Tell you what, man, that's a great 2-man combo right there.
From a junior to a sophomore. 22 for Delaney. Cornelius drives, foul beforehand, and I believe this is going to be an offensive foul against Cornelius.
And that's great defensive positioning by Foreman there to draw that charge.
Into the game for Timber Creek. Denzel Washington back in, replaces Cornelius. Here it is again. Great defensive play.
No question there from the ref. Immediately called the offensive foul.
Halfway point here in the third quarter. Already, as reaching in there, is Hemingway picking up his second. 50 points already for Pitman, and we have 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Give Timber Creek credit. I mean, they're doing everything they can to try and stay in this game, sticking with that full court man, but they just don't have the horses to keep up, it seems.
Alley-oop to Delaney. It's knocked down. It's been that kind of night for Pitman. Jump ball is called on the block by Joel Grant.
And again, you see, even when they knock that ball away from Delaney on the entry pass, Foreman's right there to grab the loose ball.
Get it to Stafford. Stafford spins. He's tough with the ball. Foreman inside. Oh, look out here. That is going to hurt.
Oh.
He was clobbered. He was going for the ball.
As soon as you see Thomas go up there, you know that it's not going to end well.
Going to the foul line. Wow.
Once Stafford beat him,
here it is.
Here it comes. You see Stafford completely beats him on the play, and then when you go up from behind like that, you're not going to.
It's not a dirty play. It's just a great ball fake by Stafford, who now has 9. Luckily, Stafford is okay. Good to see that. But immediately, all the Pitman players went rushing in. They knew that was not going to end well.
Yeah, Sawyer back in for Dats.
There you see Stafford's average. He's below that tonight with 9, but he's played a good game. He's had foul trouble. That's been part of the problem. He's playing with 3 fouls.
I mean, and the good thing is he has played the first half of this third quarter without picking up that 4th foul.
These guys are amazing from the foul line. And Stafford now, he is in double digits with 10.
And if you notice, we have 3:47 left in the 3rd quarter, and Pitman is already in the bonus.
That is unbelievable. Three-pointer is off and long. Big rebound by Thomas. And Thomas was fouled. Fouled by Foreman, who picks up his first.
And with Stafford back on the bench beyond Delaney, this is a much smaller lineup on the floor.
There you see Richard Bolds, the head coach of Timber Creek.
He's used his bench a lot trying to find a right combination so far, and they're probably going to have to continue to do so with the foul trouble.
Good drive by Wendell Thomas. Chance for a three-point play as he converts.
Thomas just grabbed that rebound a minute ago.
Fouls against Sawyer. That's his first. So Thomas will get one more. Averages 4 points a game. They're now 5 for 10 from the free throw line. Good pressure there. Timber Creek keeps it. We're going to get a pushing foul against Andrew Sawyer. That is his second, 4th team foul.
Good job first by Grant there to put the pressure on Delaney as he grabbed the board, and then Keith Washington to get his hand up in the passing lane as Delaney tried to get the ball out.
Pittman leads at 52-27, 3:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Nice spin move. Hemingway converts. Hemingway with 5.
And with this smaller lineup on the floor, you get the feeling that Timber Creek's playing with a little bit more confidence without Stafford on the floor.
Foreman kicks it out, and a foul as he passes. Coach Crawford all the way out on the floor talking to his player Collingsworth. Washington may have just picked up a foul. This will be a 1-and-1. For Washington, that's his first. And here's Darnell Foreman to the free throw line, our leading scorer in the first half with 15. 16. Here it is again.
And you see that Foreman and even some of the other players, I mean Stafford on that play previously, they just seem to have them outgunned and are getting past the defense and forcing them to foul.
19 for Foreman. Tell you what, for as much as Timber Creek is losing by, their offense has really stepped it up. They are going right at Pitman.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, they could have easily packed it in by now.
Running one-hander, no good by Washington. Picked up on the play by Delaney.
Good job by Grant to save it, and then a great job by Hemingway there to make the steal.
Ball is loose, and Delaney is going to pick up his second foul.
Actually getting a little frenetic here.
So 54-29. Pittman with the lead, Timber Creek with the ball. 2:39 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
I mean, you never say this early in the game with 10 minutes left to play that any lead is too big, but...
Stolen away by Foreman. He misses it, grabs his own rebound, misses it again.
Game seems to be getting a little sloppy here.
Here comes Hemingway. He is fouled before the shot.
Going to be on Collingsworth again.
Collingsworth has picked up his 3rd, so quite a few piling up fouls for Pitman. That's with 3, Collingsworth 3, Stafford 3. Delaney is playing with 2.
And it looks like they're going to bring Stafford back into the game.
Hemingway, the free throw line with 5 points tonight. He averages a point a game. He's done a good job since he's come in the second half. Timber Creek now 5 for 11 from the free throw line. And as you mentioned, Stafford comes in, we look at it again.
He's been another one of those players to try and provide a spark off the bench.
Saw Delaney up there swatting it away. Hemingway will get one more. He gets that one to fall. Hemingway with 6.
And Delaney's a guy who can pick up blocks in bunches because of his size, but they really haven't challenged him much tonight. So he really hasn't had much of an opportunity.
24-point lead for Pitman here in the 3rd. This is a 3, it's short. Rebounded by Washington. Washington almost loses the handle. Getting right across the timeline. This is Washington. Top of the key. Grant drives past the big man, but rejected, and Delaney may have picked up his third.
We'll see if they give it to Delaney or...
Yeah,
Yep.
Delaney picks up his third, so he has 3. Stafford, Collingsworth, and Dax with 3.
And now Timber Creek is in the bonus.
So now they have a chance to get themselves back in the game. They trail by 24, so they got to start making these foul shots. Here's Grant looking for his first points of the night. Here's that last play.
This is one of the few times that we've seen them really challenge Delaney one-on-one like that, and they draw the foul. Looked like a clean block, looked like he got him with the body as he was going up.
One more foul shot here. That is no good. Pitman with the rebound.
And then you can't catch up if you can't put the ball in the basket, and they're just not hitting their free throws right now.
6 for 15 from the free throw line. Delaney for 3, no good. He was wide open.
Yeah. Probably because they didn't expect him to do that.
Inside, nice pass. Delaney partially blocks it.
He could have handled that cleanly, would have had a much easier shot.
And we're going to get a foul against Timber Creek. This is Denzel Washington. Yes, that's right. Denzel Washington just picked up his second. Free throw line, Eric Stafford with 10 points tonight. Stafford #1 in his junior class, being recruited as a junior by Ivy League schools. One of them under the basket, right? Well, actually, Temple. No, I was thinking Friend Dunphy before. He's now at Temple. See that shot there? He misses that one. 101 grabs his own rebound. Actual missed shot, but Timber Creek is going to pick up a foul.
It's Denzel Washington again.
He has 3.
No respect for the Oscar-winning actor.
As you look at that shot there, Fran Dunphy is the man in the doorway talking to Coach Cassidy from Rowan University. So foul shots coming for Stafford again with 10 points.
And again, he missed the first foul shot last time, but did a great job getting his own rebound, drawing another foul.
There you see Coach Dunphy on the left, Coach Cassidy from Rowan on the right.
Coach Cassidy probably asking for anybody that Fran, maybe isn't that interested in to come to Rowan.
Send him my way.
The Rowan men having a very good season so far this year.
25-point lead for Pitman. Stafford for another, and he gets it to fall. Stafford with 15. Timber Creek right at it again. That shot no good. A good shot though.
Another one of those inside baskets, inside 5 feet that they just cannot get to fall.
Driving baseline, kicking it back out. The big man for 3. Kaboom! Delaney can do it all. He has 25 points.
Trying to become the next Kevin Love, I guess.
That was very smooth. Right in front of head coach Dunphy too, man.
And again, it all plays into his ability to shoot free throws, just a natural shooting motion, very easy.
It's almost effortless. Final 35 seconds, third quarter. 59-30, Pitman leads it. They have the ball. Running point now is Delaney. He'll hand it to the real point man, Foreman.
I think they're trying to just pull him away from the basket to try and keep that defense from collapsing inside, find some easier shots.
15 seconds in the third.
As much as they can shoot that outside shot, they want to be able to get to the basket as well.
Foreman, 7 seconds, puts a shot off. It's long. Rebounded by Washington, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is going to do it for action here in the third quarter. So the third quarter is in the books. We'll step aside and take a break here at the Claude Kennard Martin Luther King Classic from Paulsboro High School. Pitman leads it by a score of 59-30. Watching high school basketball on the Gloucester County Educational Network. Tad Kozeniewski, Scott Chappelear from the South Jersey Times as we start the fourth quarter in this game between Timber Creek and Pitman. As driving in is Brandon Cornelius, and he'll go to the free throw line. As sitting on the bench now is Tim Delaney.
That was Zach Castagna there picking up the foul.
His first. Another foul shot missed. I have them as 6 for 16 from the free throw line. Add that in with the inside missed easy shots. That's no good. We're going to get a lane violation against Pitman. So Cornelius will get one more.
I think they need about 12 more lane violations to start putting a dent in this lead.
That shot is no good. Almost stolen away. Full court, off the glass and converting is Foreman. Foreman with 21.
Tell you what, just as Timber Creek is not getting any rolls or any bounces on the glass or on the rim, Pitman seems to be getting them all.
Timber Creek in, shot no good. Swing it back out, somehow got it to Swift, got maybe an extra step and count it, and he is fouled. A couple players go down hard, and one of them was Stafford. I think Stafford just picked up foul number 4. Yes, he did.
Luckily for him, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in this game, but I know he's frustrated.
Yeah, Pitman would be fortunate because they have a lot of fouls they have piled up. There's some other scout coaches watching this game. Maybe if you go at them, maybe you can make something happen. As Sameen Swift becomes the first Timber Creek player in double points with 10. As you look at the crowd here, we're from Paulsboro High School, a jam-packed gym here for this Claude Kennard Martin Luther King Classic game.
Been games going on all day and some great games earlier in the day. And this one we had hoped would be a much better game, but obviously Timber Creek just overmatched so far.
We will have the home team, Paulsboro, taking on Charlotte. Just stay tuned to Gloucester County Educational Network for the times of that game.
And that should be a great matchup there.
4th foul against Brandon Cornelius. As you see Coach Richard Bolts not happy.
I can't imagine he's been happy with much of what he's seen so far tonight.
From the bus not showing up to getting here late.
I think the bus was a bad sign.
Yes. Here's Foreman, 21 points on the night. As a team, they are now 20 for 29, 21 for 29 from the free throw line.
And again, we joke about Timber Creek, and the struggles they've had tonight, but give them credit. They have not given up an inch, and they're still fighting.
Nice rebound.
Just Rob Hobbs there getting the rebound.
Just into the game. Spreading the floor. There's also an interesting story with injuries we'll try to get to the next time we get a stoppage here. Right here, there's a couple injuries for Timber Creek as well.
And obviously those are a huge factor for this team because one of the torn ACL for Dominique Reed, their 6'8" senior, would have obviously been a great matchup against Delaney. They're hoping to get him back in a couple weeks. They had hoped he would be back before now. He tore the ACL last April, but wasn't quite ready to come back yet. They're hoping to get him back in, say, 2 or 3 weeks, definitely in time for the playoffs. But, obviously he would have been a much better matchup for Delaney, and that lack of height has really hurt them. And then also DeJuan Drennan, 6'5" senior, who's going to be going to UNC to play football. Is actually not with the team right now. He's going to be coming back after he signs his national letter of intent with North Carolina first week of February. So between the two of them, a big rebounder like Drennan and then, a huge presence, Dominique Reed, a McDonald's All-American nominee, it's obviously made a huge difference for this team.
Andrew Sawyer now with 4 points. He joins the foul shooting parade. Sawyer looking for point number 5. And he's got it. 64-33 Pitman, just under 7 minutes to play in the game. Pitman comes in averaging 64 points a game. They are at that spot right now.
And Pitman not turning down the D at all either, forcing the turnover there.
Back in the game now, Delaney is driving here and forcing one up on that shot with Sawyer. Stays Pitman ball. Timber Creek substitution. Keith Washington comes into the game, replacing Brandon Cornelius. Nice job to get into Delaney. Setting it up as Foreman.
Again, they're spreading the floor, trying to find that opening defensively.
Pittman calls time with 6:16 remaining here in this game. Pittman leading at 64-33. This Pittman team, a Group 1 team, playing very well, again, with the record coming in at 12-1, but Group 1 is loaded with good teams.
Yeah, and we'll see a couple more of those teams in the follow-up game to this, the final game of the night, with host Paulsboro sitting at 11-0 right now. And, John Giannini there, also scouting the game.
It's actually Sterling's head coach, Rob Attine there. They are playing Paulsboro tomorrow. That's why he's watching this game.
But there's a lot of interest in these games just in general because some of the top teams are playing in this tournament. And it's doing a great job. Had some big games earlier. I know Burlington City and Clearview played a great game to start this tournament this morning. And and then what looked like a bit of a mismatch with Washington Township and Gloucester Catholic came down to the wire with Washington Township pulling off the surprising victory.
They have had great crowds this entire event. Dunking at home is Jeff Lewis. He now has 5.
And again, it's great to see this Timber Creek team not quitting, not giving up, still trying to fight back into this game.
64-35. Pittman with the ball in the lead, and reaching in and fouling is Sapp, who now has 3 fouls. So the free throw line, Andrew Sawyer, he has 5 points tonight.
And again, you see with Stafford out of the game and with some of those less experienced guards on the floor, Timber Creek was attacking them up at the top, and now you see Stafford waiting to come back into the game.
Sawyer misses one there. Into the game now for Pittman, Anthony Korma, and Stafford comes back in. Darnell Foreman takes a seat, as does one other player. I screened from right now. I believe that was Castagna that came out. Sawyer, next shot is good. He has 6. 30-point lead for Pittman. Foul before the shot. I'll tell you what, if you like fouls, you came to the right place. We have a ton of fouls in this game.
And both teams now in the double bonus for the final 6 minutes of this game.
Go figure. So a 30-point lead for Pittman. Timber Creek to the free throw line. This is Sapp.
And really, it's been a bit of a factor in this game, the fact that Timber Creek just has not been hitting their foul shots.
That puts them up to 7 for 19. Sapp will get one more. He has 5 points on the night. Sapp drains it. He now has 6. Pittman able to get it in. Again, we still have a good 5.5 minutes plus remaining in this game. Delaney goes back door and passes to Coach Cassidy of Rowan.
Cassidy not expecting the pass. That's why he wasn't able to corral it.
Down at his feet. Timber Creek right back at him again, off the glass. Good move there by Sapp, who has 8.
And see, that's the kind of spark that Sapp's provided for this team much of the season. Why he's their leading scorer at 15 points a game.
Sawyer into the corner. 2-pointer is blocked. Great job to Sky. Knocked that one down by Lewis.
This Timber Creek team seems to be gaining a little more confidence here in the fourth quarter, even down as much as they are.
They have gone right at Pittman offensively. Pittman defensively gives up 47 points a game. They've given up 39 thus far. 3 players on it. Here comes Lewis, and he traveled, not foul beforehand. So yet another foul. Foul goes against Korma. That is his first. The foul line is Jeff Lewis, 5 points on the night. Lewis averages 7 points a game. There's a shooter's roll for you.
Haven't had too many of those tonight.
6 for Lewis. They are now 9 for 20 from the free throw line now. 9 for 21. Still Pitman ball.
And again, Timber Creek still playing very tough. They just cannot find a way to cut into this lead.
That's intercepted. This is Sapp. Sapp going for it. Nice move. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Lewis. Lewis is blocked. Delaney got that one. Send it all the way down. Here's a layup, a foul, and a chance for a three-point play. It's converted by Rob Hobbs.
Hobbs, just a freshman, but made a nice play there.
It's his first 2 of the night. Hobbs averages 2 points a game. Handful of substitutions for each team is Denzel Washington. And let's take a look at this pass and play again.
That was a great court length pass. And you see again, Lewis beat on the play, just tries to get up to make the stop and ends up with the foul instead.
Hobbs looking for point number 3. Put his team up by 28 here in the fourth quarter. And he misses.
Another one of the young faces for this Pitman team that will all be back next year as well.
Three-pointer, Hemingway, no good. Delaney on the rebound. We still have 4.5 minutes to play in this game. Nice play inside. There's the freshman again, grabs his own rebound. Loose on the floor. Delaney rolls and gets rid of it. And a timeout. And he lost the 3. Coach Crawford saw the confusion, elected to call timeout.
Stafford probably upset with that timeout because it kept him from getting closer to a scoring average for the season. But
Coach Crawford, we spoke about Coach Cassidy of Rowan. I believe Crawford played for Coach Cassidy in his days at Rowan. He is a Camden Catholic graduate. There you see the time, or the score, I should say. The time is 4:31 remaining in this game.
And again, obviously, Crawford doesn't need to call timeouts to, plan anything as far as trying to, maintain the lead or whatever. But he's still very much trying to teach this team and make this team better for the long haul. Because again, there's a lot of young faces on this team. They're gonna try and make a run this year, but they're also, a lot of these kids are going to be back next year to make a run with even more experience under their belts.
They're going to be a force next year. There's no doubt. As long as you have Delaney in there too. Again, he's got a good set of players around him, all young.
Because again, their one loss to Pensgrove in Group 1. And then the 2 teams in the final game of this tournament, Paulsboro and Shalleck, both in Group 1. And Paulsboro obviously still undefeated going into this game.
You can watch that Paulsboro game again. Check your local listings here on the Gloucester County Educational Network. We'll have that game for you here as well. Taken by Foreman. Delaney back to Foreman. Foreman blocked, getting way up for that, and blocking that one was Washington. Timber Creek running the floor. Good follow, converted by Hemingway. Hemingway with 8.
Great job by Hemingway there.
67-42 Pitman. There you see the time remaining in this game. Shot no good. Delaney, nice rebound. Johnny on the spot, 27 for Delaney.
And his first points of the fourth quarter.
Delaney comes in averaging 21 a game. Love that by 6 tonight. Here's a 3 by Washington. Kaboom. Washington's first 3 of the game. He's a freshman. Here comes the dunk. And a foul is reaching in, and fouling was Denzel Washington. So count the dunk, 29 for Delaney. And Washington has picked up his 4th. Oh, that could have been ugly. Coach Crawford not happy about that one. There's a good shot at Delaney. Pitman, a couple substitutes, is coming out as Spicer. Castagna comes back in.
And Hobbs back on the floor.
Here it is again.
And I tell you what, it was kind of a strange play for Denzel Washington to try and stop him on that. Obviously no chance to stop him.
You're not stopping him, just let him go. That's 28 now.
That's an even 30, I believe.
30, yes.
Yeah.
I lost my count. Yep, 30 now. That shot is No good, but a foul is going to the line. Will be Sapp. Foul against Hobbs. That's his first.
And I have found it interesting that Timber Creek obviously trying to push the ball to try and get closer in this game, but Pitman's pushing the ball right back at the other end of the floor when they could easily sit on this lead.
72-45 as to the free throw line is Sapp. Gets that to roll. He has 9. They are now 10 for 23 from the free throw line. 11 for 24 as Sapp hits them both. He is now in double digits with 10. So he and Swift each with 10. Final 3:25 and counting in this game. Delaney, nice pass, one-hand layup converted by Stafford.
And again, that's what makes as great a shooter and defender and rebounder as Delaney is. Swift gets that one. You know, his ability to stand at the top of the key and find open men cutting to the basket, you know, has proved useful multiple times in this game.
Driving and a foul against Swift. So Swift picks up a foul.
Looks like they might have actually given that one to Lewis.
Thank you.
That's his 5th foul.
Yep, so he has fouled out. So our first player has fouled out this game with all the fouls that have been called.
Kind of surprising he's the first one.
That is amazing. There are a mountain of fouls for both teams. So Lewis fouls out with 6, and here it is again.
They got Lewis from behind there. And again, a Timber Creek player trying to make a defensive play from behind. And you're going to get called for the foul every time on that.
Pratt comes into the game now, and they are not going to allow the substitution of Cornelius to come in. They'll have to wait after the foul shot. 2:57 remaining. To the foul line, Darnell Foreman. His team leads at 74-49. Foreman short on that one. Now Cornelius can come in, taking a seat is Hemingway.
And Jay Amwick in the game for the first time.
And taking a seat is Delaney. He will sit down with 30 points. Wow. Yep. Converting again there is Foreman. They are just amazing, this Pitman team. Nice drive, losing the handle though.
Great job by Stafford on defense there.
They play on. 3-pointer. Kaboom. Sapp now with 13.
And this is, you know, Sapp's been trying to get free and get something going offensively all game, and it looks like he's finally done it a little bit too late.
75-52, Pitman with the lead in the ball. Foreman trying, and he is fouled. George Sapp, I have him with 5. Let's see what they have here on the board. Nope, that's 4. So 4 for Sapp. Foreman back to the free throw line.
And that was the challenge for Foreman, to try and get that foul call before the 5-second call.
Foreman, a transfer in, has just played in the month of January, averaging 13 points a game. This is that one.
And Foreman is somebody who was being talked about as a potential Division I player before he left St. Anthony's.
How'd you like to have a player like that show up on your doorstep?
And that doesn't happen often at a Group 1 school.
No. Running one-hander will count for Swift. He has 14. The points continue to pile up. 75-54, Pitman with the lead in the ball.
And a player like that can especially make a bigger impact in the Group 1 playoffs.
Cornelius has just picked up a foul, and he is fouled out. He becomes the second Timber Creek player to foul out. So he will foul out with 7 points.
And why not? We haven't had a foul in a few seconds.
I'm amazed how many fouls we've had here. That's 10, 13, 17. 31 team fouls against Timber Creek.
Well, I guess we know why he goes so deep into the bench.
They have to. Stafford converts. Stafford with 18. Into the game now is Joel Grant, as you get a good look at Eric Stafford, just a junior.
Foreman just took a seat on the bench.
Stafford with 19.
Matching his season average. Didn't look like he would in the first half after sitting for most of the second quarter with foul trouble.
2 minutes remaining in this one. A little more than 2 as we hit the 2-minute mark now. Three-pointer off for Swift. In and out. Nice rebound by Hobbs. 77-54 Pitman. Double teamed and a foul. Swift unofficially his 4th foul. Check, that is his 3rd. There's Coach Bolds. Stafford back to the free throw line. Not able to get that one. In the game, Anthony Korma and Trevor Datson as you look at head coach Kevin Crawford for Pitman. Nice tap on the head, great job. Team leads at 77-54, now 78-54. As Stafford comes out, I have him with 20.
Yep.
Timber Creek looks like they may empty the bench as well. Wendell Thomas comes in.
And again, as much as we've talked about all the fouls on Timber Creek tonight, you know, Pittman's offense has had a lot to do with those fouls and just getting past the defense and forcing them to play from behind.
Swift drives the lane, fade away, yes. Swift with 16, that leads Timber Creek.
And some of these younger kids now for Pittman are going to get a chance to play.
Still Pitman ball.
Get some experience in this kind of a setting, which will certainly benefit them in the playoffs and for the long term.
Nice fake inside. It's actually a senior there, Cormac. As you mentioned, just some non-starters in the game right now, trying to run some offense. 1:15 to play in this one. You see the time remaining on your screen. This is a three-pointer for Sawyer. That's no good. Turning and rejected, and a travel against Cormac.
Nice job by Cormac to get the rebound in amongst the tall trees, but
got to have something to do with it, though, and once you catch it, it's a little difficult. Kick out, thinking about 3 with Sapp, and he takes one and makes it. Sapp was 16, ties Swift for the leading scorers. That ball's going into the crowd.
And again, Sapp's been a dangerous player for this Timber Creek team this season. Just could not get going until the fourth quarter here.
There you see the time remaining here in this game. It's been all Pitman. Coming in 12-1. Whoops. Taken away by Timber Creek. Nice play inside, but knocked down by Pitman off the hands of Amugo. Final 42 seconds remaining in this one. Across the timeline is Sawyer. Sawyer kicks it off. This is a 3. No good. Off the top of the backboard, and time stops with 31 seconds remaining.
That's trying to get on the scoreboard there. Dad's much more known for his exploits on the baseball diamond for the Pitman baseball team.
Foul reaching in. Andrew Sawyer, his 4th.
Well, we couldn't go a whole minute without a foul now, could we?
That's the 22nd total foul against Pitman. So over 30 for Timber Creek and 22 for Pitman. Here's Swift, he makes that one. He has 17.
And again, a big factor for Pitman being able to put this game away the way they did was Stafford and the others being able to play with those 3 fouls in the second half and not pick up that 4th foul and have to go back to the bench.
Jay Amway goes to the bench for Pitman. Stagna comes back in. Swift misses his 2nd into the crowd. Denzel Washington back in for Timber Creek.
Reminds me, it's Oscar season.
It is. We're getting close. Final 26 seconds. Send it all the way down to Stagna. Oops, thought about passing inside, but travel.
Again, Castagna, just a sophomore, somebody who'll be back next year as well.
And into the game, George Sapp comes back in, replacing Denzel Washington. Final 23 seconds and counting. Washington, 15-footer short. Ball loose on the floor, and jump ball is the call.
And again, Pitman has just played an impressive game tonight. Timber Creek has nothing to be ashamed about. And the fact that they've continued fighting for 32 solid minutes is a good sign.
Well, Pitman gives up an average of 47 points a game, and this Timber Creek team has put up 60. Here's Datz, kicks it back out. Final 5 seconds in this one as it hits Coach Crawford. 3 seconds remaining. Just going to throw it all the way back down, and that should do it. Well, it's a final score of 78-60. Leading scorer in the game, the highly advertised Tim Delaney for Pitman, finishes with 30. Darnell Foreman finishes with 23 points as Pitman increases their record to 13-1. Timber Creek drops their record to 6-7. Quick final thoughts for us here?
Again, just an impressive performance in the big three for Pitman. Delaney, Stafford, and Foreman led the way for this team. 30, 23, and 20 between the two, 73 of their 78 points.
Well, that's going to do it again. Our final score, 78-60. For Scott Chappelear, I'm Tad Kozeniewski. Special thanks to our entire crew. Final score, 78-60. We've been watching high school basketball action on the Gloucester County Educational Network. Have a great evening, everybody.